Well, hello again, all. Today we have a viewer requested video. I was requested to do something called the one towel test on my LG Sidekick. I mean, to me that sounds pretty self-explanatory, but I may find a way to screw it up. I have just this white towel here. You can see about how big it is. It's pretty fluffy, but it's not overly fluffy or anything. So we're gonna load it up into my Sidekick, and then they had requested that we run it on Rinse+Spin. So this is going to be a rather short video. I'm not going to put any soap in this. There may be a point where I do actually have to close that lid because this washer loves to slosh water straight out of it. So I'll be watching the whole time. I apologize about that. I'm not going to put any soap in this because this is just a rinse. But for those of you who have not seen what the Sidekick soap thing looks like, it's just this little silicone bit, and you fill it to the 5 mark if it's a small load, and the 10 mark if it's a big load. And then you just place it right in the center like that, or really anywhere. Doesn't matter. And then it will dispense as the washer fills. I just realized I have 2 bottles of Persil Oxy. I try to keep 2 on hand at all times, and I had 1 running low, and I just accidentally went out and bought a 3rd. So, anyway, not like you guys care. I will also say, if this machine gets a little shaky, don't mind it. You gotta remember, we are running it open, and it's supposed to be pushed back where it has all the support in the world. I mean, this is not... I mean, you see what I mean. So, if this does get too bad, I will have to stop the cycle. I try to hold it with my foot. Like, I'll be sitting here. I'm going to move this basket out of the way. I try to, like, wedge my foot under it and hold it. So if you see the machine move, it's probably because I just wedged my foot under it trying to hold it in place. For those of you who don't know how to bypass the safety switch on a Sidekick, it's very, very easy. All that you have to do is get a magnet and put it right about there. That should be about right. If it's not right, you can slide the magnet around, but it's around that area. That's all you have to do. There's no other thing to do. So let me move this out of the way and dump my clean sheets everywhere. These are the sheets I washed in the last video. We'll get the tripod all set up, lock you guys into that. I'm going to play around with the height and all sorts of stuff with the tripod to get the filming angle right, so give me just a minute. Would you look at that? I didn't even have to play with the height, I just moved it a little bit. Anyway, for the fill, I'm going to try to keep it open. If it gets too splashy, I will close it. You can see pretty well through this. I know this is scratched all hell. That's from us setting laundry baskets on this because the dryer is above this. Normally you put this underneath a front load washer, but I have a top load washer set up, and when you do that you have to mount it underneath the dryer. So LG sells a conversion kit for that. I forget what the part number is. It's like $60. It just there's some brackets in the back that you have to mount the dryer to. You change the foot pads that are right here-ish. You can't really see them, but and then there's a piece that you have to put over the, it's called the stacking switch. It's how the machine knows that there's actually another machine on top of it. I wish you guys could see the plumbing to this thing. It's interesting. There's a bunch of Y's and stuff because the dryer is a steam dryer. Anyway, I'll shut up. I'll talk a little bit more about this machine as soon as the cycle's over and how I have it hooked up and all that stuff. I'll just give you a run through that. So we're going to be using the remote, twin wash remote. All I'm going to do is hit play, and it's going to power it off. You hit power on, rinse and spin, and you just hit play. Enjoy. So when this machine gets full of water, you're going to notice that the fill will shut off for a couple seconds, and then it will kick back on again. Now that original shut off is the wash water level, and then when it clicks back on, it fills a little bit extra. That's for the rinse. It fills actually a little bit more just for the rinse. There's no auto load sensing or anything. It's the same amount of water for every load, but figured I'd tell you that. That would be the wash fill level, and then you'll notice it'll kick back on and fill a little bit more, and that will be the rinse level. And there's the rinse level. I'm going to go ahead and close this. If it's not too splashy, I will open it back up, but I hope your vision isn't obscured too badly. If it is, I do apologize. See what I mean? That would shoot straight out of the machine. Ask me how I know. Yeah, picture that with the lid open. You see how much water's running across the top? That's more than the old school Kelvinators, dude. So this maneuver is not labeled in the 3-motion technology of this machine, but this is the balancing feature. When it does this, you know it's in the last minute of the wash cycle. Well, alright. There's the one towel test, at least I think. From how it was from the name of it, I think that's what it is. If it's wrong, comment and tell me what it is. I'll run whatever it is. But now I'm going to talk about a little bit of how this machine is set up and how these three work together, and kind of a lot of their story. I think it was winter 2017 that I purchased this set brand new. Yeah, it was November. I remember I got them on a Black Friday sale. Because these were so stupid expensive. I think this would have been a $3,000 set if I paid full price. I don't remember how much I paid, but it was enough for me to go ahead and get them in the black stainless steel for some reason. Don't really remember why I did that, but not regretting it either. They look great. Only cosmetic issues with them is just scratches, from me setting stuff on them. We have a laundry chute that goes up here, and the stuff with like jackets and stuff will chip this paint up. Where I put my magnet has chipped. This is chipped right here. As you saw, that plastic glass is all scratched up from me setting these laundry baskets on top of it to unload the dryer. I love this dryer. This dryer it dries so fast. 7.3 cubic foot, which is plenty of capacity. There's the model and serial. They did make a 9 cubic foot. I do have a 9 cubic foot, but it's not this exact style. It's the front loader style. I don't love it as much, but I think it's because of how I have the exhaust duct run. It has a lot of problems with the exhaust duct, so I have to rework that. But I love this door, especially. It's called the Easy Load door. You can swing it open like this, or there's a handle in the middle, and it'll open this way for you to load your wet clothes so that none of them drop. I'm not sure how dust gets in between these two panes of glass, but you know what? Stuff happens. So the way that these are plumbed in the back, you can't really see it because they're encased in the box back there. But coming off of the hot tap, there's a hose about, a foot long that goes down to a PVC Y, and one hot goes to the big machine and one hot goes to the Sidekick. And then that's the end. Hot is the easy one. Now, the cold one, you have another hose that's about a foot long, goes down to a PVC Y, and one of the cold hoses goes to this machine, and then another on the other side, there's another foot long hose that is connected to another PVC Y, and one hose goes to this for the turbo steam, and the other goes to this for its cold water. And the way you're supposed to run the drains on these, you're supposed to put, I may actually still have it. Yeah, you're supposed to put this adapter, or you're supposed to feed both drain hoses into this. And to do that, I don't have the adapter anymore. At least I don't think. No, I don't. You would have to adapt the washer's drain hose, which is about, yay big, down to about this size. And you would be cutting off about half of its flow by doing that, and so I didn't really want to do all that. So what I did is I just ran this to the regular standpipe, and because this is placed right next to a handy dandy little sink, I just ran this to a sink. No problems there. I've never had a problem with any of these three. The washer and dryer I definitely recommend if you can find them. I know they're not made anymore, but you can probably find them used if you look hard enough. This is the WT 7600 HKA. The 7700 was, this is a 5.2 cubic foot. The 7700 would have been the 5.7 cubic foot. And that takes it from 27 inches wide to 29 inches wide. There's two reasons why I didn't do that. One was, this is already kind of a tight space. I didn't really want to. Then you would have to get the matching dryer, so that would be another 3 or 4 inches. I didn't want to have to compromise that extra 8 inches. And if you have a 30-inch wide machine, you have to buy a different Sidekick. They're the same price. This is the model and serial of the Sidekick, in case you were wondering. The 30-inch wide model is the WD 200, I believe. Oh, sorry, excuse me. But I didn't want to compromise on that space. And second off, I had heard from a lot of people that the 7700 did not clean nearly as well as the 7600. I haven't tried a 7700, so I can't comment on that. It seemed to be hit or miss. Some people said they loved it. Some people said it couldn't even remove toothpaste stains. But I ended up going with this one. It's worked out pretty well. It's been able to take out food stains routinely. We get a lot of cooking oil stains and like grease stains and stuff like that. I work with my hands a lot, so I get covered in grease from working on engines. I'm out working. I cut grass every day, and so I get covered in grass every day. It's been able to take that out. It's gotten blood out. It's really never let me down on a stain unless like you looked at a shirt and you just knew that there was no machine in the world that was going to get that out. Still chugging right along. I don't use it all that much just because I have all the other ones in the garage and stuff like that. The Sidekick is great, but I don't know if it's $700 great, you know? Like, it's a great addition. I love it. And because I didn't pay $700 for it, I don't regret it. However, I may regret it if I did pay $700 for it. What I do regret is not getting the DLEX 7700 instead of the 7600. That would take it from 7.3 to 9 cubic foot, which would be a lifesaver because I dry a lot of comforters and things like that. And that extra 1.7 cubic foot makes a world of a difference. So what I would have done is gotten the 7600 here and 7700 here if I could do it all over again. But you live and you learn. Here I just have a little spin dryer. I bought that back when the Maytag was still here because the matching dryer to it was having problems and it wouldn't dry very quick, so I would put the whole load of laundry in there. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching all this. If there's anything you want to see with any of these machines or really any of my machines, the only machine I can't fulfill requests on right now is the hard mount washer because it is not installed at all yet. If I were to run it like this, bad things would happen. And I don't have a way to plug it in because it's 240 volt. Of course, I have the catalyst. I have the 2 Calypsos. In here, that buried under all that stuff is a Kenmore dryer that used to sit next to the Maytag. It's my childhood dryer. I used to lay on it when I was like 18 months old. This is the matching dryer to the Miele, which is up for sale, as well as the Miele machine. They're up for sale as a set. The Miele has a stacking kit on it. And if you stack them, you also can use this. It's like a folding tray. Machine's in great shape. I've kept it very clean. The only issues I can find with it are the drain hose leaks at that joint right there, but if someone comes to buy it, I will happily change that. I have a million drain hoses on hand, and maybe it'll do it right now. That goes away as soon as it fills up with water, but that is a problem. At least I think. It hasn't caused any problems. The LG is up for sale as well. Anybody who's in the North Georgia area or hell wants to drive here to North Georgia, feel free to leave a comment. I can get in contact with you in some way. I'm looking to sell the Miele as a set, and I just have the LG by itself. There's no matching dryer to it or anything. You can make me an offer on this dryer. I don't love it, but like I said, I think that's because of how I have it plumbed. You see, it has to make a really tight 90. And I don't think that is really doing me any favors. But I do love the Miele. It's got a million options for you to choose from. If there's not enough here, you can scroll through all the stuff in master care. You can program it. The way you program it, you hold the start button down and you power it on, and then you'll press the start button 5 times. And then you can go into the program mode. You can adjust the water level, how many times it rinses. You can change if you want the heater to explode just for fun. There's all sorts of stuff you can change. You can change the spin speed. Matter of fact, what I will do is show you the operation hours on it. I think it's around 4,000. 3 clicks is maintenance mode. Oh, you have to have the door closed. Forgot. Okay, there we go. Operation hours, 4,753. It's kind of a lot, I know, but I've scrolled through this machine's error history. The biggest error it's ever had is for suds lock. It's never had any work done to it. I believe that's the bottle and cereal. Yeah, it is. The dryer, I don't know. I don't know how many hours are on it. I would assume a similar amount. I bought them about 8 or 9 months ago. I love them. You just gotta remember that Miele washers, they're small. I mean, look at that compared to that. So, anyway, I'll quit blabbering and let you guys get on with your day. I appreciate you all for watching. Like I said, any videos you want to see on any of these machines besides the hard mount, I'd be happy to do. So leave a comment. This cycle, the one towel thing was actually a viewer request from the last video where I did the whitest whites on the catalyst. So anyway, you all have a good night.